If you could see the look on a narcissist's face when it finally hits them, you're the one they'll never replace, you'd see fear. Not anger. Not rage. Pure, stomach-turning fear. Because their whole life is built on this twisted belief that everyone is disposable. Friends, lovers, family, it doesn't matter. They swap people out like batteries. Use one up, toss it aside, grab the next. But every now and then, they stumble into someone different. Someone rare. Someone who doesn't just shine in their life, you change the whole temperature of the room. And when you're gone, nothing feels the same again. That's when the panic sets in. That's when their stomach knots. Because for the first time, they've lost something they can't buy back, can't charm back, can't manipulate back. See, narcissists are terrified of being ordinary. And your uniqueness reminds them they are. You being irreplaceable exposes them for what they've always been, counterfeit. And when you walk away, they're left staring at a void they can never fill. That moment, that shock is their defeat. Not when you screamed, not when you fought, but when you smiled, walked away, and never looked back. That's when you win. Firstly, the rare gem they can't own. A diamond doesn't beg to shine, it blinds simply by existing. That's you. And the narcissist knows it. At first, they try to convince themselves otherwise. She's nothing special. He's just like the rest. But deep down, they know the truth, you're rare. And rarity terrifies them. Why? Because their entire game is built on replacement. One goes, another comes. People are props in their theater, interchangeable and forgettable. But when they realize you're not replaceable, that you're not just another warm body in the lineup, that's when the fear kicks in. See, they can imitate success, they can fake charm, they can copy attention, but they can't manufacture authenticity. They can't clone your energy, your spirit, your one-of-a-kind presence. And that eats at them. Because your value doesn't come from them, it never did. It comes from who you are. And when they lose you, they don't just lose a person. They lose the illusion that they're in control. Suddenly, they're faced with the truth. They let go of something rare, something they'll never hold again. That realization, that's their nightmare. Secondly, the shock of losing power. A narcissist without power is like a king without subjects, just a lonely figure in an empty chair. And when you stop playing their game, when their grip on you slips, that's exactly what they feel. Powerless. Understand this. Their power was never real. It was borrowed from your belief, your reactions, your willingness to dance to their tune. And the second you cut that cord, they crash. Hard. That shock slices deeper than any insult, because now they're forced to face a truth they can't stand. Without control, they're nothing. Think about it. A storm only looks powerful until the wind dies. Then it's just gray clouds drifting in the sky. That's the narcissist when you take back your control. The roaring lion becomes a house cat, pacing, anxious, lost. And that realization, oh, it's brutal. Because they don't just lose you, they lose the illusion that they were ever in charge. Third, the irreplaceable void. You don't miss the air until it's gone. And narcissists don't miss you until you've walked out the door. Then suddenly, that silence you leave behind, it's louder than any words you ever spoke. See, they think everyone's disposable. They toss people aside like yesterday's news, convinced there's always another supply waiting in the wings. But when you vanish, when the real thing leaves, they start to feel the void. And it terrifies them, because replacements don't work. The new supply doesn't laugh like you, doesn't listen like you, doesn't challenge them the way you did. They're left with a hollow echo, a constant reminder of what they lost. And that echo eats at them. The irony, they thought you were replaceable until the day they tried. That's when the panic sets in. Because no matter who they chase, no matter how many faces they cycle through, it's never you. And that void, that's your victory. Fourth, the mirror of truth. The mask falls, and for the first time, the monster sees itself. That's what your authenticity does to a narcissist. It exposes them. See, they live off smoke and mirrors, projecting lies so long they start to believe them. But when you stand in your truth, you become their mirror. And mirrors don't lie. You show them what they fear most, their own emptiness. Your honesty throws their deception into sharp relief. Your strength highlights their weakness. Your rarity makes their mediocrity impossible to ignore. It's like holding up a photograph they can't burn. They look, they flinch, they squirm. But they can't escape it, because deep down they know it's true. And that reflection, it's not just uncomfortable, it's unbearable. Because once they see themselves through you, they can't unsee it. The mirror of truth is brutal, and it always wins. Fifth, the wound of rejection. The hunter becomes the prey the moment the target walks away. And nothing rattles a narcissist more than being rejected first. See, their whole identity is built on discarding others, dropping you before you drop them. That way, they stay in control. But when you flip it, when you look at them, shrug, and say, "I'm done," that cut is deep, because rejection to them isn't just about losing you. It's about losing their power. They can't spin it, can't rewrite it, can't call it their choice. It's yours. And that's a humiliation they'll never admit, but always feel. It's the role reversal they never saw coming. They thought they were the chess master, until the board flipped and their king toppled in one move. And the one who topples it? You. Rejection wounds them in a way nothing else can. And that wound never heals. Sixth, the end of their illusion. The magician is nothing once the trick is revealed. And that's exactly what happens when you see through a narcissist's illusions. Their power lives in your confusion. They thrive on smoke, mirrors, and misdirection. But once you've seen the pattern, once you know the sleight of hand, the show is ruined. Think about it. Watching a magic trick the first time, you're amazed. The second time, you're unimpressed. The third time, you roll your eyes. That's how it feels once you've caught on to their games. What once dazzled you now looks pathetic. And that's their death sentence. Because manipulation without mystery is just desperation. They can't fool you anymore, and they know it. That illusion, once shattered, never repairs. You don't go back to believing in the trick. And they don't recover from losing the only weapon they ever had, deception. Seventh, the victory of your freedom. The sweetest revenge isn't revenge, it's freedom. Walking away whole, healed, and untouchable. That's the ultimate defeat for a narcissist. Because they don't fear your anger. Anger still ties you to them. They don't even fear your hatred. Hatred is still attention. What they fear is your indifference. Your ability to live as though they don't matter. See, their grip was never about love. It was about control. But when you rise above the chaos, when you stop bleeding from their cuts, when you stop reacting to their little storms, that's when they know they've lost you for good. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." That's exactly it. You don't mirror their cruelty. You don't crawl into their gutter. You build your own life. You grow. You thrive. And that's what they can't stand, your freedom. Your joy. Your peace. Because it proves the one thing they'll never admit, without you they lose. So let's bring it home. What truly defeats a narcissist isn't rage, it isn't revenge, it's revelation. It's the moment they realize you're not just another piece in their game, not another face they can shuffle in and out like cards in a deck. You're rare. You're the diamond they can't own, can't replace, can't even imitate. When the mask cracks, when the illusion shatters, when their grip slips and they feel that power drain right through their fingers, they panic. And that panic only grows when your silence screams louder than their noise, when your authenticity reflects back their fraud, when your rejection cuts deeper than anything they've ever felt. Because then the game is over. The magician's trick is revealed. The king's throne is empty. The void they're left with is irreplaceable you. And your freedom, your peace, your unshakable wholeness, that's the final nail in their coffin. They don't get to win. Not this time. Because the victory isn't theirs to take, it's yours to live. And the sweetest part, you don't just survive them. You outgrow them. You move on, and you do it stronger, freer, and untouchable. Now, if this spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit subscribe, smash that like button, drop a comment with your own story, and check out the other videos on this channel. Because trust me, the next one might just be the one that changes everything for you.